Hello everyone, this is the virtual walkthrough on how to write the level 4, that is the international level exam in TCS IN centers. TCS IN has the best digital platform for exams and evaluation. It is through this platform the most important competitive exams are conducted like JEE, AIIMS, JIPMA, CAT, GATE, and now Spell Bee international competitions. See, we are making you future ready. Are you excited? So am I. Let's start. Imagine you're now sitting in front of the computer in the center. This is the window that will welcome you. You have to log in to start. This is a very simple process. Your username will be your spin ID. And here is where you will type it. And a very easy password will be provided to you at the exam center. And you will have to type the password here. Sign in and then confirm by clicking on this I confirm button. That will take you to the instructions page. Understand your exam time has not begun yet. So read the instructions carefully before you begin. I will explain all the points mentioned here when the exam page opens. Do not worry. Also, if you are a grade 1 or grade 2 student, you will write this exam in your exam paper. You will listen to the words for spell it right in the computer headsets and write them down. You will write all the answers for all the rounds in your exam paper only, just like how you did for state and national. Also your first level. But if you are a big student, like if you are in grade 3 or above, then you will have to answer in the computer for all the rounds. And I'll teach you how to do that round by round. Don't worry. After you read the instructions, you have to tick the box confirming your understanding of the instructions and then click on I am ready to begin button here, right? We are now starting the exam. So what comes first? The main paper. The main thing is to keep the main thing, right? So what's the main thing? Our main paper. You will first start answering the rounds of the main paper. So how many do you have? You have 12 rounds. And how much time do you have? You have 1 hour and 15 minutes to complete them. As only 12 rounds are there in your main paper and the 3 rounds are there in your tie paper, for evaluation and grading, both the main and the tie papers will be assessed. Remember this, tie paper is not an optional paper. The main paper and the tie paper are equally important. Try to finish them both. Right, let's proceed. So this is the exam page. I told you I'll be explaining all the instructions with this page, right? Okay, now focus. This is how the screen will look for the rounds. And this is the main paper. And this is the tie paper. Under the main paper, you have the rounds of the main paper, right? Spell it right, inflections and collocations, find the correct sentence. It goes on like that. By default, the rounds will progress in this order only. But you can jump from one round to another. But you cannot go to the rounds of the tie paper because this tie paper here will not be enabled before your time runs out for the main paper. So how much time you have and where do you check? This is where you can check. You have 75 minutes. What is 75 minutes? 1 hour and 15 minutes is 75 minutes, right? So here you can always check how much time you have left to complete the exam. Right. So in this part of the window, here you can find the example question. So what is this round? Spell it right. And what should you do? You should write the spelling of the words you hear. How will you hear? Through the headphones. You know you can play the word and hear it how many ever times you want. And once you confirm that that's the word, you can type the word in the box just below that. So you can press on this play button to hear the word and hear it in your headphones and type the word here. That's it. To go to the next question, you have to click on the save and next button. Also, you can click here. You can also choose your questions by clicking on the question numbers here. So what is this? This is called your question palette. The questions are color coded like this. If you answer, it becomes green. If you see the question but do not answer, it becomes red. If you have not visited the question, it will be gray. You can also mark questions for review. That is, if you're not too sure about the answer, you can mark it for review by clicking on this button. And you can come back to that question later to answer it. But here is an advice, do not answer and then mark it for review. Because if you do that, those answers will not be counted for evaluation. So you just keep answering, and you don't have to do that anyway, because keep answering. And if you have problems with your answer, you can anyway anytime go back and change your answer how many ever times you want. And another thing, we don't have negative marking in Spell Bee International, so don't worry about the wrong answers. If your answer is right by fluke, you will get points for that. So don't mark the question for review after answering the question. And finally, where is this important button? Submit button is here. This is the submit button. And when should you click it? After you complete all the rounds. After you answer all the rounds in the main paper, only then you submit by clicking on the submit button. But what will happen if you submit before you finish? Oh my God, nothing will happen. You know why? Because this button is also not enabled until the time runs out. See, we have thought about this. So you will answer the 10 questions for this round with no spelling errors by clicking here or choosing the questions from here, and then you will go to the next round, right? What's the next round? That is a very easy round, right? The snapshot here, this one, first one, is for inflections, and this snapshot that I have here is for collocations, right? For all inflections questions, you will only answer by clicking. Question numbers 1 and 2 are spotting the odd one, right? So you will find the answer. Sorry, let's go back. Yeah, you will find the correct answer by clicking on the. You don't have to necessarily click on the circle. Even clicking on the word, anywhere on the word also works. Okay. Also, question numbers 3, 4, and 5 are based on choose the correct answer format. So just click on the correct answer. And for collocations, the last question is also again in the choose the correct answer format. You'll only have to click on the correct answer. But for the 4 collocation questions where you have to match by dragging and dropping the answer box straight to the question box. Let's see, what do we have here? Close association, admission. So I'm dragging this box by pressing on it and bringing it up and releasing it. So that's how you drag and drop. So after admission procedure, we have adverse weather conditions, right? And finally, I have to drag this button down and bring it straight to the last box. Fought the rebel forces. That's it. Next comes find the correct sentence. Only 5 questions, very easy. Just choose the correct option by clicking on it. So you can click here. You can also click on the sentence. Both works. So after you finish these 5 questions, you will then go to words and meanings. Just like how you did for the state and the national level exams, you will type the correct answer option for every word in the box straight to it. No drawing of lines. And the example question will also be provided to you to help you understand how to answer. So for prefect, option C was found to be the correct option, right? Do we have any? Yes. So for yield, H, to make profit from an investment, yield, right? You have to write the answer option straight to the word. That's it. That's how you match. And then we can go to the next round. What are we waiting for? The next round is form the correct sentence. Again, you have only 5 questions here. and you choose the correct option by clicking. So let's see, what have I chosen here? I have chosen the last option, BCA. Do you think it's correct? Let's see. The shoreline, that's B, and lined with, the shoreline was lined with coconut trees and catamarans. BCA seems to be correct, right? Hey, I got that correct. Next one. Apart from this format, we have another format, right? There are also some questions here where you have to find a missing word for the blank from a given set of options and type it in the blank. Ren was a perfect student, and so he was made a prefect. Due to the fog, we could scarcely see each other. We are choosing the answer and we are typing the answer in the blank. That's all you're doing, right? Very important, when you're typing, try not to make spelling mistakes. After this, we are going to go to the next round, that's reading comprehension. The picture will be displayed here in this part of the window, and the questions will appear here one by one as you click on the Save and Next button. So just click on the correct answer, and before you know it, you will complete it and go to the next round, because we have only 5 questions for reading comprehension, not 10. The next round is crossword. For crossword, the image of the crossword will be here and the questions will appear here. So you have both pictures, right? So some image hints will also be there. Some word hints will also be there. So you will totally have 10 questions, and as you type, the words will not appear on the crossword image. This image here is for your reference only, to see where the numbers are across and down. The image hints will be multicolored and will be in full resolution. They will be very clear for you to guess the word, and you have to complete the 10 questions and then move on to word weaving. Word weaving has only 5 questions, 1 word wheel, 2 word stars, and 2 word combos. You have to scroll down to answer them. Remember this. And also, do you remember the rules for word wheel? No proper nouns, no abbreviations, no acronyms, no plural words of singular words that you have already written, and duplicating of the letters is also not allowed. So what is duplicating? Let me see. If you write star, that's a correct word. But if you're going to write S-T-A-R-T, start, is that correct? No, because there is only one T here, right? And also there is a minimum letters rule. Don't worry about remembering all the rules, because we are anyway going to display these rules next to the word wheel, right? So find the word and type it here, and find other 4 words here. So let's see what words we can make. What is the word? Signature, correct? Yes, so sign can be a word, nature can be a word. Like I said, star can be a word, start cannot be a word. And what else can be a word? S-U-R-E, sure, can be a word. Great, so let's move on to the next one. It's very easy, word stars and word combo. You have to type the correct answer in the right box. A baked dish, pie, very clean or not polluted, pure, free from war and violence, peace, a group of words that has meaning and expresses an idea, phrase. So this is what you do. And for word combo also, type the words here in the blank. That's it. Next in line, compound words and types and kinds of words. You will be typing the answers for questions here. You have to type in the box. Options will not be provided for this round, and spelling mistakes will cost you marks. All right. You have to type the answers for all the 10 questions and then move on to the next round, which is synonyms and antonyms. This is a level 4 round, right? It's fairly easy. You're going to choose the correct synonyms for the first 5 questions and the correct antonyms for the last 5 questions. Remember, both the options may be the synonyms of the word in the bracket. The word in the bracket is the keyword, and you're looking for synonyms and you're looking for antonyms. For the first 5 sentences, you're looking for synonyms. Last 5, antonyms. That's it. So I was telling you, so both the options can be the synonyms, but you have to choose the word that suits the context of the sentence. Let's take the example question for example. The menu has narrow choices. Limited and slender are both correct synonyms of the word, but here the answer has to be limited. We never say slender choices, do we? Let's see this one. The uphill rise was very tiring. No, the uphill climb was very tiring, right? We don't say this word. We don't use it that way. So let's see antonyms now. The country is now in, what's the antonym of peace? War. The new GPS technology of Google makes everything else seem, what's the antonym of modern? Outdated. Good. Remember, don't be tempted to mark synonym for antonym questions. Question number 1 to 5, synonyms, and the last 5 questions, antonyms. We will highlight it even better than this in your exam paper. Do not worry. And the next round is on idioms, phrases, and proverbs. This is also a level 4 round. I hope you liked it. The first 8 questions are on idioms and phrases. You will read the question, look for the missing idiom or phrase from the given options. Where are the options displayed? The options will be displayed here below the example question. Okay. Choose the option that you think is right for this sentence and write it in the box below the question without spelling mistakes. I won't be able to come to the get together as I am dash with my project. As I am pressed for time with my project. So you're going to type this here in the box. That's it. This is for the first 8 questions. For the last 2 questions in this round, you have to choose the correct meaning of the proverbs by choosing the correct answer. To choose, you simply have to click on the right answer. That's it. Now we have come to the last round of the main paper. This is presenting an argument. Warning you ahead, though this exercise will be from your book, the sentences are all shuffled. Do not memorize the order. You have to put the sentences in the correct order. Look for the opening line and write it in the first box. And then write the sentences that follow one below the other. And that brings us to the end of the main paper. Check if you have answered all the questions. Click the rounds one by one and check if every question here is in green color, not red color like how it is here. It should be all green. Only if it is green, it means that you've completed the paper. It does not mean that all your answers are correct. It just simply means that you have completed the paper. And then click on the submit button once you're done. When you do that, a summary will be shown like this. You can check here once again if you have answered all the questions. At the end, you will find the question. Are you sure you wish to submit this group of questions for marking? If you see that you have not answered any question, because it will also be displayed here, right? Not answered. If you see any question here, or if you've seen any question here, if you see any question here, answered but marked for review, then these questions will not be evaluated. Understand, if you're going to have any question here, these will not be checked for marks. And if you have not answered, please do answer something. if you have time. All right. So when you click on the no button, you will go back to your questions, finish your paper, and then submit again. But if you've answered all the questions, if you have all the questions answered, what do? You click here on the yes button. When you click on the yes button, you will go to the next paper. But what happens if you were somewhere in round number 10 or round number 11 and your time runs out? And if you had not pressed the submit button at all? What if you had missed looking at the countdown timer and suddenly the time is over? Do not panic. All the answers you have entered will be saved automatically and you will be directed to the type paper. Type paper has only 3 rounds and only 15 minutes to complete them. Do not treat this do not treat this paper as an additional or an optional paper. It is as important as your main paper. Because in level 4, we evaluate everyone's type paper, not just the toppers. Word analysis, GK, and phonetics are essential for your all-round assessment, right? Let's go. Rise above all the types, right? In this first round of type paper, in word analysis, you will have to find the word with the help of its meaning. Type the answer in the box below the question. The clusters will not be provided, remember that. And the dark line here, there's also a dark line here, right? So this indicates the word parts. For example, let's say this, biannual. So 2 word parts. And you have this clue also happening every 2 years. And the total number of letters is another clue for you to guess the word. So it's not going to be too tough. You will have 10 questions on word analysis. And then you will have the second round of the type paper, that is general knowledge. You will have 1 question on arranging the words in alphabetical order. And you have to write the correct order in the box here. And you will have 1 jumble-tumble question. And you have to unjumble that. After that, you will have 6 questions on literature-based general knowledge. And 2 questions on literary devices. For these 8 questions, you will have to type the answer. Correct? You're not going to choose the correct answer because options will not be provided. You're going to write the answers and you're going to write it without any spelling mistakes. So that will bring you to the last round of the type paper, that is phonetics. Here, some questions will be in choose the correct answer format, like this one. What's the answer here? Are these two words homophones? Yes, of course. And you'll have to check here. This is the correct answer, right? And then you'll also have some questions where you'll have to write the answer. So what word is this? Don't look at the answer. The answer is forefathers. You didn't look at the answer. No, I know. You're very smart. Good. So finish this quick and check if you have answered all the questions once. You can click on these buttons here, check if everything is green, and then submit. Once again, if the time runs out before you submit, all answers you have typed will be automatically saved and submitted. Do not worry. And on submission, you will once again see a summary page like this. You can still go back if there are some questions unanswered and if you have time left by pressing on the no button. But if you're sure that if you've answered all the questions, then click on the yes button. That's it. But you've completed both the main and the tie, and so you deserve a double thumbs up. You have completed, but we will once again ask you to make sure. Are you sure? We first ask, and then we ask, are you sure you're sure? So if you're very sure, click on the OK button. Yay, you did it! I mean, you will do it. Now that you know, it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All the very best, darling. Have no fear, you're going to rock the exam.